Let's jump right in.
Let's go. Are we hot? Are we live?
Hot. Yeah, we're live.
Okay,
and,
Justice and Stella, listen to me very closely. We're about to do an interview. That means you guys got to be quiet unless somebody asks you a question, and try not to squiggle around as much. Is that cool?
Is that possible?
Or you could just sit there and look cool, like Justice. You kind of look like the genie from Aladdin right now, chilling out. Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be?
So we're here today with Sights on the City. Justin Laidlaw. This is my co-host for the day, Jeremy Rist.
Color commentator.
Our color commentator, Jeremy Rist. And our special guest, the Freelon family.
Whoa.
A very unexpected trio today. We thought we were just getting Pierce Freelon, but lucky for all of us, we have a couple special guests. You guys want to introduce yourself to the people watching?
My name is Justice. My name is Stella.
And are you guys performing on Friday?
No.
You didn't know about that part yet.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil the surprise.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Excuse me. Get my facts right. That's why you guys didn't know. You were supposed to correct me. So we're here to talk to Pierce today about a special performance they have going on Saturday.
Yeah.
Language Arts. Is this a reunion tour or just a reunion show?
It's just a reunion show, yeah.
Okay.
Language Arts.
And for those of us that aren't as familiar with your older work, kind of give people the quick rundown about the Language Arts project.
Yeah, Language Arts is a rap group consisting of myself and Aiden Darity and DJ Pillsbury. Okay. And we came together, Bull City hip-hop duo back in like 2003.
Oh, wow, okay.
Long ago. Long before these two were born, and this will be our first time. We used to rock shows all over Durham, and we haven't done a show locally in like 7 years.
Wow.
So Aiden's younger brother, William Darity, who you might know from the music scene, guitar player, singer. He's in Dirty Dove. He's in a lot of different bands. Africa Unplugged. He's just, a session musician, great guy. He's Aiden's younger brother.
Right.
And he asked us to come together for a reunion show. He actually asked us last year. Didn't end up working out, but this will be our, first time back.
And is he playing in the show?
I think he'll probably be drunk in the audience.
Okay.
Because it's his birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday.
But you never know with William. He always walks around with he's that kind of guy who walks around with his guitar to get into a show for free.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's kind of like, eh? So who knows? We may bring him up to rock with us if he's up for it.
So this was a special request from Will. This wasn't you and Aiden were kind of having this conversation.
Well, we'd been talking about it. Like William suggested it last year, and we just couldn't make it happen. Mm-hmm. And this I guess fall, William was like, "Hey man, my birthday's on the 28th. That's Thanksgiving weekend. What are y'all doing?" And I was like, "I'm down. Like I'm down to dust off." I broke out. I have this like you remember Dude Get a Dell? It was the Dell computer advertisement?
Yeah, right.
That might have been before your time, but I used to have the Dude Get a Dell computer, and it was like literally had just dust and mold on it. I plugged it in, there's like this humongous monitor that, it's like Windows 95 or whatever. I had to dig on there and like yank off all my old beats and songs, stuff that I haven't, listened to in years. So it was nice particularly to get the instrumentals for live performance. Like I've got all of our mixed and mastered songs, but to get the beats, like we haven't rocked in a hot minute, so it was a little bit of archaeology to digging
through the crates,
basically,
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
And will you guys play with a DJ, the same DJ?
Yeah,
or with a
DJ Pillsbury,
okay.
Same DJ that we've been rocking with, that we rock with back in the day, and he's great. He'll be rocking with us.
Were you guys all at DSA at that time, or?
So Aiden went to Durham Academy, and I think he was also at Riverside for a little bit.
Okay.
I was the only member of Language Arts who actually went to DSA, but one of our
Where was Pillsbury?
Pillsbury was at school with Aiden, and it wasn't DA, so he was they probably met at Riverside.
Roll Pirates roll.
Yeah.
Roll Pirates roll. But we did a big show at DSA actually, in a workshop. It was really interesting. I was probably a freshman or sophomore in college at the time, and we were scheduled to do like a week-long workshop to do this like hip-hop curriculum called Black Academics, which I was developing for a school project. It's basically teaching Black history through rap lyrics. And when we came to DSA, we were scheduled to start on a Monday. The Sunday before, there was a young man who died playing basketball. He just like his heart kind of gave out on him.
This was locally?
Yeah, and at DSA, and like this was like 2004, 2005. And so the morning, this was on Sunday, so a lot of the school didn't know. So the morning after the first day we did the workshop, we sat down with the principal and he kind of told us what happened. And they were like, do you want to cancel the workshop? We're like, well, maybe we should. We don't know. But we ended up going through with it. And they made the announcement over the loudspeaker. And a lot of the kids were hearing for the first time that their friend had died over the weekend. And it ended up becoming a really like a healing moment for us to do workshops in school during that week. And then we had kids like write poetry that they spit in front of the whole school at an assembly that Friday. And William Darity, Griffin, Kyle, and Chit from Chit Nasty and Lila were there in our band. They were the White Tea Band.
This was the video that you posted.
Yeah. This was like, all those guys were like
check that out.
13, 14 years old. I don't know, freshmen or sophomores in middle school at that time. And that was our first show at DSA. It was a really emotional show.
That's quite a way to come on the scene.
Dude.
That kind of passion and energy to have something like that happen.
Yeah.
But it seems fitting for hip hop and even for Durham in general to have that kind of triumphant moment at the end. Hip hop is a very emotional outlet for a lot of people. So yeah, it seems like that was the right time for that workshop to happen.
Yeah, I think so. And it was one of my first times going into school with this curriculum that I wrote. It was an experiment. Like we're like looking at Nas lyrics and interpreting the Black history behind the lyrics. And here we are doing this, at a week where something tragic happened on campus and the students are able to write their own bars and perform them in front of the whole school. It was really dope. And it was dope too to rock with guys that were like, in middle school, high school at the time, and are now successful musicians, like killing the game, you know? Like right behind us is Motorco, where Lila sells out shows every year. Chit is up there, Christian, with his shirt off, like getting his Jimi Hendrix on, like, and I'm just like, yo, I remember when these dudes were like mad young and we were doing an assembly at Durham School of the Arts, like. So it was dope. Shazad, it was just crazy, like to see the
those are all the heavy hitters.
Yo,
Where would you guys perform in Durham? Like 7 years ago?
Years ago, we were like Broad Street Cafe, the Duke Coffee House.
Broad Street, yeah.
Where
rest in peace,
Where
Broad
did we
Street
used to
Cafe.
rock?
Oval Park Grill now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. We performed in Raleigh a lot.
Okay.
Where
was Aiden in school, in college?
He started at UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
He was there. Then he dropped out of Chapel Hill, took some time off, and then finished at some school in Iowa.
So he was still on the scene.
Yeah,
a little bit after
he was
you guys
around.
had graduated. Yeah.
He was around, but I went straight to grad school after I graduated from Carolina in 06.
Okay.
So that's kind of, I was telling Tullis, who interviewed us for the Indie, kind of how or why things slowed down or stopped for language arts. It was like I was in grad school, and then as soon as I got back from grad school, moved back to Durham. We were pregnant with Justice, my wife and I, and that was when Aiden left to finish his bachelor's degree in Iowa.
Okay.
So there was probably like a 4 or 5 year period where both of us were in school in different states. Didn't overlap.
Right.
And that was
it's
also
hard.
when the beast was kind of picking up and popping off. So, we just were never able to regain our momentum.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people do know you from your music with the Beast, which is still, very much a part of your touring cycle. How is the music that you've done with the Beast different from what you guys were doing with
Oh
Language
man,
Arts?
well, Language Arts is a lot more ratchet. I was just noticing as we were rehearsing the music, I was like, damn, like this really doesn't represent who I am right now.
Some
Like
younger bars, yeah.
younger bars, just like some of the stuff. I'm like, what did I mean by that? I don't even know what that fucking means. You know what I mean?
It rhymes. Hey, keep it.
You keep it. I was young, and that was like my first kind of project. So, like for example, now I'm writing songs like "Sleeping in My Bed," which is about justice. I'm asleep, and Justice is trying to get up into bed while me and my wife are like, trying
Right.
to sleep. So like, I think that my music now kind of represents my current life situation. So yeah, you'll see on Saturday we're gonna be ripping out some political songs, some songs about a different era in my
Right.
life. But one thing that stayed consistent from Language Arts to the Beast is the political aspect of our music. It was really refreshing to hear a lot of the tunes and remember a lot of the bars that address political issues that are still as big an issue today as they were back then. Songs like Black Hoods, which Aiden wrote maybe 3-4 years before Trayvon Martin was
Okay.
killed, about being profiled for wearing a black hoodie around
Wow.
Durham. Songs like Mediocrity, where we're talking about, or Two Fingers, NAV, make you see how to make tracks knock. 2 fingers to the fam, 1 finger to the cops. Like, these are songs that we were writing in 2004 and 2003, before like Black Lives Matter exploded into our national consciousness. So it was nice to see that, DJ Pillsbury, for example, was like, yo, man, this shit is still relevant.
Right.
Like, it's even more relevant now, perhaps, than it was then.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, it's always been relevant. But, now is more of a moment where more folks are conscious about it.
Yeah, does that speak a little bit to maybe a little bit of Durham's history as well? Just kind of always being in this place. It's not quite on the scale of a Baltimore or a DC or a New York, but it seems like Durham has always had that history, that kind of black liberation energy.
Definitely. I mean, think about like Raleigh. SNCC started at Raleigh. That's the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee that became the Black Panther Party. That's Raleigh. Like Greensboro's where the sit-in movement started.
Right.
Like we're in the nexus of a lot of black revolutionary energy. And Aiden's dad, he's like political professor at Duke, and we kind of came up around that. And anyone who's been in the Durham public school system or seen the African American Dance Ensemble or been to Kwanzaa Fest know that Afrocentricity, kind of Pan-African, pro-black business, Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
It's a part of the heritage for sure. So we're definitely a part of that legacy.
I saw Blanco Bassnett's also supposed to be playing and stuff.
Yeah, Blanco.
That's good.
Yeah. More. I guess Joe went to Jordan. Where did he start though? Was he at DSA first?
He might have been DSA.
He might have been a DSA for middle school. But yeah, I mean,
It's kind of
seems
assumed
like
that
a
if you're a
fun-
musician, you went to
You
DSA,
went to
at
DSA.
some point, but that's not
well, he
always
was
the
certainly
case.
connected to a lot of DSAers. He was in, what was the name of his group with Steak and Will Goebel?
Hammer.
Slippery Chicken. It was before Hammer.
Yeah, even before that.
After Slippery Chicken. I can't remember the name of their group. Oh, Chan is going to kill me. Well, that's another thing. Chan is the guy. You ever been to Bond's Cuisine?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chan, the chef at Bond's Cuisine. Listen, the chef at Bond's Cuisine. You know Chan. Justice, you know Chan, right? He made all our beats for our first album. He produced our first album.
No
For
way.
Language Arts?
For Language Arts, yeah. If you go to our SoundCloud, there's like the profile picture is a picture of us, and then the banner is like the sign from Bond's Cuisine. Because we used to write all our rhymes at Bond's Cuisine. Chan made our beats, like he was recording our stuff.
At Bonds.
I wish. We
That's
used
some
to,
pretty mind-blowing
we used to
Durham
say
history.
like hot beats, good eats. That's what we used to say about Chan. You cook up the fire, spicy chicken wings, and like the
That's impressive.
big low end, hip hop
Yeah,
tracks.
he did some work for my dad back in the day when my dad was DJing, doing a lot of stuff locally, and Shane would do some work for him. So I knew he was in the music scene. I didn't realize how deep into the Durham music
Oh
scene.
yeah, Chan is in
He
the
really
middle of
was.
it all.
So can we expect any new material, perhaps?
Yeah, there's gonna be one as far as I can tell, right now there'll be one new song premiered.
Okay.
It's a song called Harriet, and it's a song that we wrote kind of back in the day, but never like got a chance
Fleshed out, maybe.
to perform.
Yeah.
It's an interesting song about escape from slavery, from like first person perspective, runaway slave,
Okay.
with Harriet at the helm. So when we were looking at our old material, we were like, oh, we got to do Harriet. We got to break that one out, because it was a song that we were really excited about, but then, you know, we never really got a chance to perform it.
Mm-hmm. And will that kind of lead into any more projects between the two of you guys, or is this kind of a wait and see?
It's kind of a wait and see. We don't have any plans to like release an album or anything, but listening to a lot of the old tracks, we are like, we should just put this shit out. Like, you know, even if it's EP or you know, only online or whatever, just so people can hear it, where our heads were at. And, you know, especially because, like I said, a lot of the content has never been released outside of a live context. So I think we might put some of the stuff out, but I don't think there's like, you know, a language arts reunion tour in the works.
We hope.
It's just the show for now.
Cool.
I got a different line of questioning though. I'm curious of like what's been going on with Beat Making Lab and what.
Beat me to it.
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, yeah, I'll give you a quick overview. So we're opening up a new studio in the Tiermark building on Main Street. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Right now we've had the Chapel Hill studio since 2013. But we'll be in the new studio on Main Street. We're partnering with Moog, who's just donated a tremendous amount of amazing equipment.
Wow.
And we'll just be doing kind of, I guess, the curriculum for the Durham and Chapel Hill studio has shifted a bit from just being beat making to being multi-medium. Mm-hmm. And so we're bringing in like Jighetto, who's a local puppeteer who makes puppet out of like found items, to do like puppet making workshops. Mm-hmm. And we bought a laser printer to make some like Woodville kind of style and inspired jewelry, and to have we've asked Julie Pitts from Woodville to come in and do like wood burning, like laser printing workshops. Different stuff like that.
Are these all designed to be like after school programs, or?
Yeah, after school, you know, but our definition of youth is a little broader than I think a typical 501c3 that, you know, caters to high school students specifically. We look at youth as anywhere from like 14, 15 to like 25. So it'll be mostly after school stuff, but around Moog Fest we'll be doing different workshops and stuff in collaboration with them. So
is there an opening date like set?
I mean, they said the building would be done in October, and then that got pushed back to like December, which got pushed back to February. So I'm like,
we've been
2016.
having all the same conversations with the same people.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's an old building. It's like one of the oldest, you know, tall buildings in downtown Durham.
So it was the tallest, I believe, for a while.
Yeah. So I'm not in any rush to make it happen. I think for me what the studio will represent for the community is more longitudinal anyway. I'm looking years in advance, or years down the line in terms of the type of impact we want to have. So,
our questions obviously aren't titillating enough if Justice has closed his eyes on us.
Oh, it's all good. It's the couch, man. This thing is it's so warm.
Yeah, you do sink a little bit.
Yeah, once
too,
you get
when
into
you're
it, the warmth is just like, oh yeah.
Cool. We'll cut it there. Pierce, thanks for coming on and chatting with us. Again, the show is Saturday. At the Pinhook, is that right?
Saturday, November 28th at the Pinhook, Blanco Basnet. We got Language Arts Reunion, and Drake Murphy is going to come do a set as well. So
fantastic.
Looking forward to that.